Have you ever questioned why alcohol is everywhere? Why it's the center of celebrations, social gatherings, and even used as a reward after a long day? Why it's one of the only drugs that society not only allows but encourages? They tell you it's for fun, for relaxation, for unwinding. But what they don't tell you is that alcohol has a hidden history, a deeper purpose, one that has been used for centuries not to empower you, but to control you. The word alcohol comes from the Arabic term Al-Kuhl, meaning body-eating spirit. It was never meant to elevate you but to pull you away from yourself, to separate you from your highest awareness, your intuition, and your spiritual connection. This is not just metaphorical. Alcohol weakens the body, disrupts the mind, and lowers the vibration of the soul. It leaves your energy field open, unprotected, and susceptible to forces beyond what you can see. This is why after a night of drinking you feel exhausted, mentally foggy, emotionally off balance. It's not just a hangover, it's an energetic drain. For centuries, alcohol has been used as a tool, not for enlightenment but for suppression. It has been used to pacify societies, weaken consciousness, and keep populations in cycles of self-destruction. Governments have used it to keep people distracted. The entertainment industry glorifies it to ensure its grip remains strong. Even the health industry profits from it, capitalizing on the illnesses and addictions it creates. And yet, no one questions why this substance, which is linked to disease, broken families, violent outbursts, and impaired judgment, is legal and celebrated, while other substances that expand consciousness remain outlawed. The truth is, alcohol is not just a drink. It is an energetic disruptor. It does not just affect the body, it affects the soul. It breaks down the natural barriers that protect your energy, making you susceptible to external influences, negative entities, and spiritual disconnection. Ever notice how people act differently when they drink? How emotions become amplified? How people lose control? How their actions become unpredictable? It's not just chemical, it's spiritual. In ancient cultures, alcohol was not used the way it is today. It was used in small amounts, in sacred rituals under specific circumstances. It was understood that alcohol could act as a gateway, either opening a person to higher wisdom or to lower vibrational energies, depending on the intention. But over time, those in power realized something. If alcohol was given freely to the masses, if it was turned into a daily habit instead of a sacred practice, it could become the perfect weapon to keep people docile, confused, and spiritually asleep. And it worked. Alcohol keeps people stuck in cycles of pain. It lowers their consciousness, making them more reactive, more emotional, and less in control of their own minds. It keeps people addicted not just to the drink, but to the escape from reality, the escape from responsibility, the escape from facing themselves. And yet, they package it as freedom. They tell you that drinking is what makes life fun, that you need it to loosen up, to feel confident, to belong. They sell you the illusion that alcohol is harmless, but deep down you already know it's not. You've seen what it does. You've felt its effects. You've seen it ruin relationships, cloud judgment, and keep people in a state of dependency. But the most damaging effect of alcohol isn't what it does to your body, it's what it does to your spirit. Alcohol cuts you off from your intuition. It numbs your ability to hear your inner voice, the very guidance that leads you to your highest path. It slows down your manifestation abilities, lowers your vibrational frequency, and weakens your connection to the universe. In many spiritual traditions, alcohol is known as a substance that interferes with the pineal gland, also known as the third eye, the seat of higher perception. This is why so many ancient teachings warned against it, because a person disconnected from their higher self is easier to control. And here's where it gets even darker. The reason people black out when they drink is not just memory loss, it is a temporary loss of spiritual control. When the conscious mind steps aside, when the body becomes an open vessel, something else steps in. This is why people wake up after a night of drinking and don't remember what they said, what they did, or how they acted. It wasn't fully them. It was their body operating without its spiritual protection. If you think this is just superstition, consider this. In many indigenous cultures, alcohol is seen as a substance that invites spirits in. Some tribes refer to alcohol as the liquid demon, a substance that brings out the lowest aspects of human nature. They believe that when a person drinks excessively, they are allowing their spirit to leave the body, creating space for external influences to take over. And if that sounds extreme, look at the world around you. Look at how people behave under the influence of alcohol. Look at how many fights, crimes, and destructive acts happen under its effect. Look at how many people become someone else entirely when they drink. Now ask yourself, why is this so normalized? Why does society push alcohol so aggressively? Why is it celebrated at every event, in every movie, in every culture? Why is it one of the only drugs where not using it makes you the outcast? Because it keeps you asleep. Because it keeps you disconnected from your power. Because the moment you wake up and step out of the cycle, you begin to see the world for what it really is. You regain mental clarity, your intuition strengthens, your energy field becomes impenetrable. And most importantly, you start operating at a higher frequency, one that can no longer be manipulated. This is why spiritual awakening and sobriety often go hand in hand. It's not about morality, it's not about judgment, it's about energy. Those who choose to stop drinking often report feeling lighter, more intuitive, more in control of their emotions. They begin remembering their dreams, experiencing synchronicities, and stepping into their purpose with a level of clarity they never had before. Because alcohol was never about liberation, it was always about limitation. And now you have a choice. You can continue believing the illusion, telling yourself that alcohol is harmless, that it's just a social habit, that it's all in good fun. Or you can see it for what it truly is, a tool of control, a weapon against consciousness, a substance that keeps you from accessing your highest self. The only question left is, will you take back your power? The illusion of alcohol is one of the greatest deceptions in history. It's not just a drink, it's a system, an agenda, a carefully crafted tool that keeps millions of people in a low-frequency state, unaware of their own power. But what happens when you step outside of it? What happens when you reclaim your consciousness and break free from the cycle? When you stop drinking, everything changes. Your mind becomes clearer, your energy field strengthens, your intuition sharpens. You begin to see through the illusion not just of alcohol, but of everything. The systems of control that once felt invisible suddenly become obvious. You recognize the ways you've been conditioned, the ways you've been manipulated, the ways you've been programmed to keep yourself small. Because that's the real purpose of alcohol. It's not about fun. It's not about relaxation. It's about keeping you asleep, keeping you distracted, keeping you caught in a loop where you never truly reach your highest self. And here's where it gets even deeper. Alcohol doesn't just affect your mind and body, it affects your energy field. Every person has an electromagnetic field around them, an aura that acts as a protective barrier. When you are in a high vibrational state, this energy field is strong, impenetrable, but alcohol weakens it. It creates holes in your aura, making you vulnerable to external influences, both seen and unseen. Ever notice how after a night of drinking your energy feels off? How you might feel anxious, emotionally unstable, or even like a part of you is missing? That's because your spiritual defenses were lowered, and your energy field took on interference. Many spiritual traditions, from indigenous shamans to ancient mystics, have warned about this. They've spoken of spirits, entities, and energetic parasites that attach to weakened energy fields, and alcohol is one of the easiest ways to lower your guard. This is why people do things they regret when they drink. It's why they say things they normally wouldn't. It's why they wake up the next day feeling like a stranger in their own body, because for a moment, they weren't fully in control. And that's the scariest part of all, because if alcohol lowers your vibration, weakens your spiritual shield, and disconnects you from your higher self, then what is it actually doing to your ability to manifest reality? When you are in a high vibrational state, you are a conscious creator. Your thoughts align with your desires. Your intuition guides you effortlessly. You attract opportunities, synchronicities, and experiences that match your highest timeline. But when you drink, you lower that frequency. Your thoughts become scattered, your emotions become unstable, your connection to your higher self dims, and instead of creating from a place of clarity and alignment, you create from a place of distortion and confusion. Think about the last time you had a drink. What happened in the days that followed? Did you feel drained? Did you feel out of sync with reality? Did you notice that things didn't flow as smoothly? That's because alcohol doesn't just affect the night you drink. It lingers in your energy field long after, slowing down your ability to manifest and create. This is why those on a true spiritual path, those who are serious about awakening and mastering their energy, eventually let go of alcohol, not because they are forced to, not because of rules or morality, but because they recognize it for what it is, a spiritual dead weight, a substance designed to keep them from ascending to their highest potential. And here's the greatest secret of all. Once you stop drinking, you don't miss it. The idea that alcohol is needed for fun, for socializing, for relaxation, it's an illusion. The moment you step outside of the conditioning, you realize that the fun was never in the alcohol. It was in you. You begin experiencing life in high definition. Your emotions become more balanced. Your mind becomes sharper. Your connection to the universe becomes stronger. And most importantly, you regain control of your own energy, because that's what this is really about. Alcohol was never about liberation. It was always about limitation. And once you see through the illusion, you never go back. So now, the question is, will you continue playing the game, or will you reclaim your power and step into the reality you were always meant to create? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you were taught about alcohol was a carefully crafted illusion, that it was never about enjoyment, never about celebration, but about control, about keeping you numb, distracted, and disconnected from your higher self. What would you do with that knowledge? Because now you know the truth. Alcohol is more than just a substance. It is an energetic barrier, a spiritual suppressant, a tool used to lower your vibration and disconnect you from your natural state of awareness. And the moment you see through the illusion, the moment you recognize that you don't actually need it, everything changes. People who stop drinking often report the same experiences: increased intuition, mental clarity, emotional stability, a deeper connection to themselves and to the world around them. But what they are really experiencing is freedom. Freedom from the system that kept them in a cycle of dependency. Freedom from the mental fog that dulled their awareness. Freedom from the emotional instability that alcohol silently fuels. Because alcohol doesn't just affect you in the moment. It lingers. It lowers your vibration long after the last drink. It keeps you in a subtle state of disconnection, making it harder to access higher wisdom, making it harder to feel the energy shifts around you, making it harder to tap into the version of yourself that is fully awake, fully sovereign, fully powerful. This is why alcohol is not just promoted, it's celebrated. It's placed at the center of every social event. It's pushed in movies, in music, in advertising, because if people woke up to what alcohol really does, they would stop drinking. And if they stopped drinking, they would start seeing through the false narratives, seeing through the societal conditioning, seeing that life is not meant to be lived in a state of constant escapism, because that's what alcohol truly is. An escape from stress, from pain, from emotions we haven't processed, from realities we haven't faced. It's a temporary numbing, a way to disconnect from what's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. What you suppress doesn't disappear. It waits. It lingers beneath the surface, manifesting in other ways, in anxiety, in self-doubt, in destructive patterns that seem to repeat over and over again. But the moment you remove alcohol, the moment you stop suppressing, something incredible happens. You start feeling again. At first it might be uncomfortable. The emotions, the memories, the thoughts you've been avoiding might start rising to the surface. But this is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. Because once you allow yourself to truly feel, you begin to heal. And as you heal, your energy shifts, your vibration rises, you begin to move through the world differently, more present, more aware, more in tune with the frequency of creation itself. And this is when the real magic happens. You start attracting different experiences, different people, different opportunities. You stop chasing things and start magnetizing them. Life flows effortlessly, not because you are lucky, but because you are no longer blocking yourself from the natural abundance that was always meant to be yours. This is why alcohol is so deeply embedded in our culture, because a world full of high vibrational beings, fully in control of their consciousness, fully aligned with their purpose, fully aware of their power, is a world that cannot be manipulated. And that is the world they fear the most. So they keep the distractions coming. They tell you that alcohol is freedom, when in reality it is a prison. They tell you that it connects you with others, when in reality it disconnects you from yourself. But once you see through the illusion, you can never go back. You begin to ask questions you were never meant to ask. Why is alcohol one of the only drugs that is not just legal but celebrated? Why is it the one substance that, if you don't use it, people assume something is wrong with you? Why is it so aggressively marketed, while other substances, ones that expand consciousness, ones that heal trauma, ones that connect you to higher states of awareness, are criminalized? Because alcohol was never meant to expand you, it was meant to contain you. But now, the choice is yours. Will you continue playing the game, or will you step into a higher reality? One where your energy is clear, your mind is sharp, your intuition is guiding you effortlessly. Because once you step onto this path, once you reclaim your consciousness, once you choose sovereignty over sedation, there is no limit to what you can create. And that is the reality they don't want you to know exists. Now that you see alcohol for what it truly is, a tool of suppression, a barrier between you and your highest self, you begin to understand why it is so deeply woven into the fabric of society. It was never about socializing. It was never about fun. It was about keeping you unaware of your own power. But the moment you decide to break free, everything changes. At first, the world may resist you. People will question your decision. Friends and family might make comments, ask why you're suddenly different, why you don't just have one drink. They may even try to convince you that you're overthinking it, that alcohol is harmless, that you're taking life too seriously. But here's what they don't realize. You're not rejecting alcohol. You're reclaiming yourself. Because when you stop drinking, you don't just stop consuming a substance. You stop participating in a system designed to keep you small. You stop poisoning your body, your mind, and your soul. You stop handing over your energy to something that was never meant to serve you. And that's when the real transformation begins. Your energy shifts, your clarity returns, the mental fog that you didn't even realize was there starts to lift, and suddenly you feel something you haven't felt in a long time, complete control over your own mind. This is why so many spiritual seekers, healers, and awakened individuals choose sobriety, not because of morality, not because of rules, but because they can feel the difference. They feel how alcohol dulls the senses, how it numbs intuition, how it pulls them out of alignment with their true path. And when they remove it, their entire reality begins to change. They start remembering their dreams again. They start having deeper insights, stronger manifestations, a sense of connection that they never experienced before. Their relationships improve. Not because they are forcing anything, but because they are finally operating from a place of full awareness. They stop attracting toxic people, stop engaging in drama, stop repeating the same destructive cycles. Because when your vibration rises, the things that once matched your old frequency simply fall away. And this is what the system doesn't want. A world of awakened, clear-minded, high-vibrational beings is a world that cannot be controlled. It is a world where people make conscious choices, where they stop reacting and start creating. A world where people don't need distractions, don't need numbing agents, don't need to escape, because they are fully present in their own power. So the question is, what reality will you choose? Will you continue the cycle, drinking without questioning, allowing a substance to lower your frequency, to keep you in a fog, to keep you disconnected from your own energy? Or will you take back your power? Because here's the truth. Once you step into sobriety, you realize that you never needed alcohol at all. The joy, the confidence, the connection you were seeking was never in the drink, it was always in you. And now you have a choice. You can continue to drink, continue to participate in the illusion, continue to let something outside of you control your state of being. Or you can wake up, you can reclaim your energy, your mind, your intuition, your ability to fully create the life you desire. And once you do, there is no going back. Because the moment you experience what it feels like to be fully aligned, fully present, fully aware, you realize that no substance, no drink, no temporary high could ever compare to the power of being fully awake. So what will you choose? Because reality is waiting. And the moment you decide to rise above the illusion, the moment you reclaim your sovereignty, the moment you step into your true power, everything changes. The greatest deception of alcohol was never about the substance itself. It was about what it took from you. Your clarity, your energy, your connection to higher consciousness. The illusion was never just in the drink. It was in the belief that you needed it. But now you see through it. You were never meant to live in a fog, waking up drained, second-guessing your choices, disconnected from the highest version of yourself. You were never meant to be part of a cycle that numbs, distracts, and suppresses the very thing that makes you powerful, your awareness. Because that is the true cost of alcohol, not just the hangovers, not just the mistakes, not just the physical toll, but the spiritual disconnection, the way it dims your light, lowers your vibration, and makes you forget that you are capable of more, that you are here for more. But the moment you choose clarity over confusion, consciousness over sedation, presence over escape, everything shifts. Because sobriety isn't about restriction, it's about liberation. It's about stepping into your highest timeline, breaking free from the unconscious patterns, and reclaiming full sovereignty over your energy. This is why so many who leave alcohol behind never look back. They don't need to. Because the life waiting for them on the other side is something they never imagined possible. A life where their intuition is razor-sharp, where they attract opportunities and connections effortlessly, where they wake up energized, inspired, fully tapped into their purpose, a life where they are in complete alignment. And now you have a choice. Will you continue participating in the illusion, allowing alcohol to lower your vibration, keeping you from experiencing the highest version of reality? Or will you step into your power, because now you know the truth? And once you know, you can never unknow. The game is rigged, the system is designed to keep you asleep, but the moment you decide to break free, the moment you reclaim your energy, your clarity, your ability to see beyond the programming, the illusion crumbles. And that is when you become truly unstoppable. So I ask you, one final time, which version of yourself will you choose? Because your future is waiting, and it's yours to create.